Okay, so now I've talked to you a little bit about everything that we could possibly cover in the time frame that I've allotted for us to cover. And so I did promise to talk a little bit about vicarious trauma. So, what the Color of Me movement does for you regarding different topics that I'm going to come up with, such as vicarious trauma, is allowing parents to have an opportunity to look at different areas and aspects that could be affecting your child behavior and emotion disorders. This does not rule out any behavior and emotion disorders your child could have or diagnosed with or is being treated for. But what it does is add another level of awareness to your child's behavior and emotions. That is really and truly the big overlooking picture of what TCOMM is about. It is time for parents to heighten their awareness of what's going on with their children, to really be able to ask questions as well as give feedback and input about their child's behavior and emotion disorders. This does not mean you'll do diagnosis. It does not mean I want you questioning all the professionals. But what I want parents to know and understand is that you are part of your child's treatment team. You are an essential part of your child's treatment team. Your child wouldn't even get help if it wasn't for you, let alone continue in the recovery process. You are so important. Like, it's important for you to know just how important you are, right? So that's it. I want parents to have a very wide idea about any and everything that could possibly be going on with their children, because that's what you're worried about. You're worried about what could possibly be going on and is something wrong. And I want you to take on that responsibility to be able to heighten your level of awareness and take that information that you're learning about your child and their behavior and emotions and share that with your treatment team member. Because you will find that once you are able to do that, you will no longer question whether or not your child has the right diagnosis. You will know for a fact that that diagnosis is based on the information that you have shared. And that is the key to ensuring that your child is accurately diagnosed and is getting the treatment that they need. So, okay, back to vicarious trauma. Vicarious trauma is the trauma experienced by children or adults, anyone actually, but we're talking about children today, through witnessing abuse. They can either experiencing them themselves, and sometimes it's not personal to them, but let's just say in a situation where I was a child and I witnessed my older sister getting spanked. And it was pretty horrifying to me. And I could be traumatized because of that. Then maybe I saw someone hit someone with a car. And it didn't happen to me, but I could still be traumatized by that. The big thing about vicarious trauma that I want parents to think about is that when their children are having behavior and emotion disorders and you're kind of used to everything that's going on, and then something else happened and the behavior is much worse than it has ever been, or it's totally different than it has ever been, I want you to be able to look and think about what else was going on. How else could my child have been influenced? Did we pass by an accident? Did this child see something at school? Did this child watch something on television? Did they hear about, one of the news shows and different things going on at the schools regarding, behaviors, emotions that children are acting out? Did they have a friend to leave the school? Anything could traumatize your child. The importance is to be aware of the situations that are around them so that you are able to share that information with your child's mental health treatment provider and any other member of their mental health treatment team about different experiences that your child has. So again, here we go. In the journal, questions will be asked in the journal that will say, was there anything else that the child experienced? And it's important to know that. So I recently had a conversation with a parent who talked about how their child had acting out behaviors when they were in larger social settings, but not the same behaviors when they were at home. And I think any layperson looking at that situation would say, well, the child probably has social anxiety. Obviously, we look at anxiety when kids are acting out or when they get angry and so forth. But if it's in a specific situation and not necessarily in a group, a large group, it's difficult to have an analysis or come up with an assessment if you're not experienced in that area. So it's important to be able to say, well, we went to this picnic and everything was fine. Then the next time we went to a picnic and everything was fine. But you have to, as a parent, look at what else was going on. Was there someone there? Did the child see something or witness something that didn't even have anything to do with the picnic or whatever you were doing that was just across the way? So let's heighten our level of awareness. Let's put on our, sensory cap and pay attention to what's going on around our kids' lives. Because if we can learn about those things and learn about what we call triggers to our children and their behavior and emotions, then we can also help them. That would not mean we needed to, raise up the amount of medication that they're taking, or start doing things like putting them in timeout when they have acting out behaviors. This would be an opportunity for us to really look at other holistic ways or natural ways, however you want to describe them, to help our children. I like to use color, making sure we are not overstimulating our children with color. Now, we are going to talk about color a little bit more as the weeks progress, but I wanted to come to you today to talk about this new series of books under the Color of Me movement and what this series of books can do for you. I am very excited and I'm very hopeful that you will come back and you will check me out every Monday. And also, write me questions, ask me questions. You can put it on the YouTube page. You can send me an email to nlhcw1@outlook.com. You can also go to thecolorofmemovement.com and you can send me an email from there. I think that one's probably pretty easy to remember, but I'll put links at the bottom. And I'm looking forward to working with you, talking with you, discussing things each week as we go along. Once we get past the pilot, we are going to be able to break the books down. So one week we might talk about autism, and the next week we might talk about ADHD. If you have friends or family members who might be interested in learning a little bit more about the Color of Me movement, be sure to send them to my page. Like, share, follow. I'm still learning about all this stuff. So whatever you need to do, so I will know that you're coming to check it out, please do so. Also, keep in mind that the workbooks and the guidebooks and the journal all come in a set. However, some people have found, because I had a couple therapists buy the guidebook because they wanted to share that with their clients, and I had a teacher actually buy quite a few of the workbooks because they wanted to pass them on to some of their other parents that they're working with. So looking forward to you making your choice and doing what you feel is best for your children. Recognizing that you are an essential part to their treatment team and to them actually recovering, and very motivated. I hope you are motivated, and I hope you are excited about the next level in your life and really getting a handle and helping your child help themselves, learning how to modify their behavior and emotions as well. So, with no further ado, I will see you next week on TCOMM Monday. Bye-bye.